Hey guys, welcome to another attempt at me narrating one of my videos. This time I'm going to show Heroic Oculus. One of the first things to look for when you get in here is that people tend to leave. I find that by pulling the first trash pull right away, it's more likely to keep people engaged instead of everyone sitting around waiting to see if somebody else is going to leave, and then eventually somebody does. The healer in this first pull was more focused on skinning than he was on me, so I noticed that my health was dropping pretty far after the first few groups. I decided to wait for him to catch up. I also had 3 stacks of the power sap debuff at this point, so I really couldn't push forward. So wait for him to catch up, riptide me, and then it was okay to take the next 2 groups. Most of the groups in the first hallway are caster mobs. I can reflect stun or interrupt half the spells, so it's not really that much to worry about. Once you're done in this hallway, you'll take the portal to the first boss. Now it's important to wait for everybody in the group to be up with you. If they're caught back when you pull the boss, it'll put the whole zone in combat and they'll be unable to portal. I also had the power step debuff on me again, so it was a good idea for me to just wait for it. There's a macro warriors can use to pull with recklessness. I feel like it's a pretty good idea. I don't know why more warriors don't do it. It's a nice boost of threat and rage at the start. There's really no reason not to do it. I always, when I'm doing Oculus and this first boss dies, I pick the Emerald Drake. I feel like it's the most important role. If I do it, then I can be sure that it's getting done well. I don't have to worry about what anybody else thinks or failing or whatever. When I get up to this platform, I notice that the rest of my group hasn't even mounted yet, so I don't want to pull all 4 mobs. I'll just take one. If I had pulled all 4, I might have taken a bunch of damage and needed to blow cooldowns here, which I don't want to do. I want to save my cooldowns for the next trash pull because that's the hardest part. It's definitely better to do Oculus this way, doing the side platform, then the middle, then the other side. I don't know why so many people start with the middle. If you do it that way, there's more travel time and there's even more mobs you have to fight along the way. So once everybody else got up here, I finished off that pack and moving over here. Now the 4 caster mobs in this pull, they'll never group up in a nice pack for you to stun them all. You have to, run around, hit one, stun one. It's kind of a pain. There's a lot of AoE damage here, even for a well-geared healer, which we didn't have this time. So I blew Enrage Regen here because I know there's a lot of stress on him. I probably should have waited longer before pulling that next group because I thought those other mobs would be dead quickly, but they really weren't. But the good thing is, if you pull the front one, the back 2 don't come, so you're able to skip a couple mobs that way. The same thing will happen up here. Charge this group, try to gather them up as best as you can. They're never really gonna let you. And in this case, I waited until every mob of this group was clean before pulling the next ones because I saw my healer didn't have any mana, so there's no way I could put any more stress on him. Pull one, run back. The 2 humanoids in the back won't come. Just you might as well skip them if you can. There's no reason to fight them. Now, luckily, since this platform is closer, I don't have to wait as long for the rest of my group to catch up to me, so I can blow both my charges and grab every mob here. When the healer comes across, he aggroes one of those drakes. I didn't have any charges up. I had to intervene him to get over there. I don't know why it happens, but every group, someone seems to aggro an extra trash. You can pretty much count on it. Now with this group, with this boss, same as the first boss, wait to make sure that everybody else is mounted up before you pull it. Otherwise, they'll get caught in combat. They won't be able to join. Recklessness pull again. Now this boss does frontal damage with the energized cores ability. At this gear level, the amount of damage doesn't matter. It's okay to just stand in it and take it all. When you're lower geared, it's a good idea to try to avoid it, but it doesn't matter here. It's just a tank and spank boss. I played this video at double speed because there's a lot of pauses in Oculus. It takes a long time. There's nothing happening. When I got up here, my rage had decayed a bit, so I went ahead and backed out so I could charge. Probably wasn't needed. I had plenty of rage to do everything I wanted even without that, but I just get in the habit of trying to charge off when I can. I also war stomped the wind serpents there. Their chain lightning damage does a fair bit, so it's better to use war stomp there than anywhere else. When I get over to this pole, I actually had no rage at all, so backing out for a charge actually helped here, unlike the last time. These trash groups, I would say rarely slash almost never bug out here, which is something I see commonly on other servers. They almost always work without getting you stuck in combat across platforms. In this case, I had full rage when I came down, so there's no need to charge. Just stand right in thunderclap them. Now the only thing to even pay attention to on this boss is the frost bomb. You can interrupt it, although the cooldown of your interrupts is greater than the cooldown of the cast, so one player can't get them all. You have to rely on somebody else to get every other one. In this case, we ate a lot of frost bombs. Didn't matter the damage. This easy to heal through. But try to also point the boss away from the range so they won't be standing in it if they don't have to. When you fly up here to the last boss, make sure to wait for everybody. Make sure they're mounted. They don't have any trash mobs on them. It can be really easy to think that everybody else is ready, but they dismount right when you pull and they're stuck out of the fight. So just make sure to wait for everybody. Like I said, I always take the green drake here. The healing, I can take care of everybody no matter what they do. I'll be making sure that the important role gets done right. I also like to try to have the aggro on the boss when I can. It's easier to take care of just healing me instead of having a Ruby Drake with aggro, because when he has the evasive aura up, it causes my heal spell to miss him, so it can be a pain with people flying around trying to get in range of everybody and keep everyone healed. It's just simpler to have me taking the damage whenever I can. In the banish phase here, he spawns bombs. It's really easy to just fly away, not take damage from the bombs, but the rest of my group takes a bunch of damage, so it's good that I'm here to heal him, because if I wasn't here, it wouldn't get done. And the rest of the fight is pretty much the same. I'm trying to keep everybody topped off, but when the Ruby Drakes have their aura up, there's nothing I can do about it. I gotta wait for them to fall off. The chest after he dies always spawns at the southernmost most platforms, so to find it quickly, just look for the N on your minimap, go the other way, and then you'll be able to find it. It can be a bit confusing when you're getting turned around during the fight. Always make sure to loot the chest for the catch, because it can have a mount in it. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.